Many people who work in OnlyFans management choose to ignore the management part of the industry. And as a result of them being profitable and focusing on the more technical aspects of running an agency, such as traffic and chatting, they ignore the need, and yes, I'm calling it a need. They ignore the need to actively manage the people who are involved in their organization. I have done this the entire fucking career that I've had in OnlyFans management to my detriment until recently, where I made a change and I decided to become more active in the management of all of the people who are involved in my organization, even if I don't have any direct contact with them. And the reason for that is because everybody needs management. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 management mistakes that I have made, that I see other people make, that I'm sure other people are making them, and potentially how to fix them if I have a solution. What's up, everybody? Yala Poppy from simphunter.com and OFM News. Go check that out. Read the latest news articles about the OnlyFans management industry. Thank you for clicking on this video and watching my 37-second intro. I am going to talk about some management mistakes right now. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is that you are not doing any managing at all, or you're not doing enough managing. So I will tell you a story, and then I'll tell you what this means. When I was 27, many, many years ago, when I was 27, I worked in Houston for this Israeli company, and I was working in a mall selling products, selling hair straighteners, as I did. It was my second year, or possibly third year in the game, and I was a manager. I was a manager and a partner with guys who were my bosses and my manager before. And smart guys, very motivated, like hustlers. And I remember having a conversation with one of them because we had a separate little side business that we were doing where we were doing hair, but also skincare. We decided to open it. They asked us, we said yes. We're like, fuck it, let's do it. And we got some very good salespeople in skincare right away. People with experience, people who were selling for $1,000 a day, which at the time was a lot of money. And the problem with these people is that because they had experience and they were so good, they were harder to manage. It was very hard for us to get them to do what we wanted them to do because it was a new venture for me and this other guy. Like, it was the first time we were ever owners or partners. And we wanted to build something from scratch where everybody kind of had good habits and was doing things right and was disciplined and all this stuff. So we ended up, we also wanted to make money. So we hired people, we brought in people that had a lot of experience, and they were very hard to manage because of the experience that they had. They sold a lot, but they wouldn't fucking listen to us. So it was a challenge. And then we had other people on the other side of the spectrum where fucking they wouldn't, they were new. So like we had to give them pep talks and shit. Anyway, I remember having a conversation with a guy who was my previous manager, who was now my partner. And I remember he's like, listen, at the end of the day, everybody needs management. I need management. Even though I'm a manager, I need management. Abir, this is another name of the guys who are Abir, Idan, they also need management, right? Even though they're the owners, they're the top guys. They need management too. Everybody needs management. So I never forgot that. Anyway, whatever. I never forgot that. And I clearly forgot it fucking for the past year and a half because I haven't really been doing it. But I just remembered it. So the point is that if you are running your agency, it is very likely that you are not doing enough management. What do I mean by this? How often do you talk to your models? Once a day? Probably not. Once a week? Once every 2 weeks? Okay, she's new, you're onboarding her, like, oh, I need you to verify this, I need you to give me this password, I need you to do this, that, whatever. What about after the first week, the first 2 weeks? Do you sometimes go several days or several weeks without talking to your models? Okay, money's coming in, whatever, you invoice her, you get money back, fine. You're not losing money, but you will get so much more out of your creators, and this is just using creators as an example. You'll get so much more out of them if you talk to them every day and you bug them about shit that they should be doing. Because I promise you, you probably fucking reached out to your creator 3 weeks ago for this new thing you wanted to do. And you're like, hey, listen, I need this from you. I need you to fucking do this and do this and do this. And she's like, okay, no problem. I'll get that over to you right away. And then fucking, 2 days go by. And by then you've already forgotten that you even asked for it, right? And she's forgotten also. And then like 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks go by and you fucking remember, you're like, oh fuck, I fucking asked this girl for this thing. Oh, she didn't do it. Oh, that fucking bitch. So lazy. That's like what goes through your head. But in reality, you fucked up because you probably didn't talk to her enough before you asked her for that thing. And then after you asked for that thing, you probably didn't fucking talk to her at all. So it's your fault. Okay. It's not her fault. It's your fault. She didn't do it. Okay. Now that's an example for models. So what's the solution? Basically, you got to talk to these fucking girls every day. If you can't do it, you're too busy, hire a VA. Hire a VA and say, listen, Justin, your job is to talk to these 5 girls and you need to ask them every day for the fucking reels that they're supposed to do. Ask them every single fucking day. You're supposed to ask them every single day. Ask them how their day is. Ask them what they ate for fucking breakfast. I don't give a fuck. Talk to them every day. That's your job. And also ask them for the content. If they don't do it, or if they don't do it when they say they're going to do it, you fucking write them a message and say, hey, I'm waiting for that content. Can you please send it? Right? It's not hard. The point is that you are constantly making them aware again of the thing they need to do. And that's really what is a core part of management. Yes, you have the training phase where people come in and they're new and they don't know what they need to do. And then you tell them. Now, the problem is that most people are going to forget. And even if they don't forget, they're not going to fucking do it right the first time anyway. And if they do, let's say you get them doing it right, they're, time is going to go on. They're not going to be as motivated as they were when they started, and they're going to forget. They're going to get busy. Their basic needs are getting met because they're making money, and they're not going to like have that same drive to please you as a boss the longer you are in this. So what I'm trying to say is that part of being a manager is basically just reminding people what they need to do. Hey, just reminding you that I need this from you. Hey, just reminding you need to do this. You can do it or somebody else can do it. The same goes for chatters. Now, I mentioned this in one of my daily digests the other day, but what I started doing is I started reviewing the chats of the chatters every single day. And every single day, what I will do is I will go in the chats, I will choose 3 examples, I'll make screenshots, and I will write out a fucking page of like why this was bad. And I'll be very nice. Like I'm very nice in them now because my business partner yelled at me for being too mean. But I'm very nice and I'm like, okay, the chatter did this and they should have done this. And the reason they should have done this is because of this. 3 examples every single day. I write it out, 10 pages with screenshots. It takes me fucking 30 minutes, not that long. And I send it. And the reason for that is because chatters, anybody, forget about chatters, any employee, forget about employee, any human, any person is going to do a better job when they know that somebody is going to check their work. When you know that whatever you do, somebody's going to check and they're going to verify that you did it correctly, or even that they're going to look at it. They're going to check and make sure that you did a good job. One of the reasons why I put so much effort into my articles, I haven't written too many lately. I know I'm very bad, but especially when I was starting, one of the reasons why I put so much effort into them is because I knew when I was done, I was going to drop a link in a group with thousands of people in it, and there were people who were actually going to read it. And I didn't want to drop a link in there and have a fucking wall of text with no formatting and spelling errors and mistakes and no images and have it be hard to read. There's a reason why my fucking articles on Simp Hunter look the way they do. Okay, you don't like me, you don't like to read, whatever, but they are visual works of art. Like, let me pat myself on the back here for a second. They are pleasing to look at, okay? One sentence is not bolded, one is bolded, one is a little bit underlined right here, one is italicized, bullet points, numbers, image, heading. Like I do that on purpose. That's not a fucking accident. That's like one of my full edits that I have to do of an article. It's a massive pain in the ass. It takes me a very long time. But the reason I even go through all of that is because I know that people are going to read them, or, people are going to read them. They get a lot, like even without me promoting stuff on Telegram anymore, the website gets lots of traffic. Like thousands of people go there every month. Low thousands, low 4 figures, but whatever, still thousands of people. And the reason that I put so much effort into it is because I know people are going to do that. And it's the same thing with chatters, right? If the chatters know that you're not going to fucking check, then they're not going to fucking care what they write in there. They're going to write some bullshit in there because they know at the end of the day, as long as they're selling, as long as the numbers are not pitiful, that you're going to leave them alone. And that's the wrong way to do it. I'll give you guys another fucking example. Okay. Well, actually, I'll save this one for the next one. The second mistake that people make as managers is they're too nice. Now, I don't have this problem. I really don't. I'm a very nice person. I'm nice. I'm kind. I value kindness. I value manners and politeness. But if you work for me, you're going to think I'm a fucking dick. You're going to think I'm an asshole. If you work for me and you don't do what I tell you to do, you are going to like be afraid when I message you. So I'm not too nice. The people, my business partner, a little too nice. No disrespect. I don't know if he's going to watch this video. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I think he's a little too nice, but it's good that he is, because if we were both dickheads, oh my God, it'd be very tough. You need the good cop, bad cop. So the problem is that if you're a one-man show and you're too nice, the reason this is a problem is because if people who work for you, if they know that you're a pushover and they can fucking do whatever they want, and the worst thing that's going to happen to them is you like, oh, I'm sorry, can you please do this next time, darling? Oh, please. If you act like a little bitch and you're too nice all the time and you never punish them and you never fucking sternly set a boundary with them, then they're going to walk all over you and they're going to do whatever the fuck they want because you're a little bitch. So what's the difference? Now, how do you know how to not be too nice? Like, where do you draw the line? That's a great question. That's something I'm still figuring out on my own, because I had an experience the other day where I was talking to somebody on our team and I thought I was being very, analytical about everything. But it was brought to my attention later that I was being too aggressive. And I'm not going to lie, when I was giving my feedback, I'm so corporate. When I was giving my feedback, I was angry. I was fucking pissed. And it must have come through in the messaging. Even though I was trying to be analytical, it must have come through. Anyway, I'm not even talking about why it's important to be too nice. It's important, or why it's important to not be too nice. If you're too nice, people are going to walk all over you. And you don't want that. You are a business owner. You are an entrepreneur. You are the one with the vision. And the people that you hire them for a role so that they will do what you want them to do. And if they are not doing what you want them to do, and they are not taking your feedback seriously, then you're crippled. Like, what are you going to do? It's a problem. So don't be too nice. Now, the flip side of this, the third management mistake people make is being too mean. Now, I already kind of touched on this before, because this has actually been a problem that I have had, probably still have, to be honest with you, is that I am too mean. Now, the word mean, what does that mean? Is it really mean, or is it just, mean is not the right word. I can't think of the right word, but like, you can't be, I don't know, let's just say mean. You can't be a dick, right? Maybe I'll go through the chat, or I think, so anyway, I was talking to somebody on the team. Actually, this is, I've been told this many times by these people. Like, it wasn't like just this only time. But the reason is because I talk to these, okay, I don't want to make excuses for being a dick. I really don't. Anyway, the point, well, I guess I'll just finish telling you what I was going to say. A personal example, it might help you. Because maybe you can relate if you are also too mean, or if you feel like you might be too mean. When I talk to these people and they do something that I don't like, I will say, you did not do it right. You're supposed to do it like this. For example, we have a VA now. We have VAs who are doing recruiting, and their job is to send 500 DMs a day, and they are supposed to send 100 DMs per account, and they are given, 5, 6, 7 accounts in case one of them gets locked or something like that. And today, one of them sent their